Hi everyone, it's Dasher Dave here again, and I'm back for another crafty video. So this time we're not going to make the journal, but we're going to make this pocket that I have put in here. Now let me just find it, it's here. Okay, so we're going to make one of these. They're little secret pockets. I love them because they do the thing that I like, you know, the mechanical nature. They are so simple to make. You really are going to want to make these. You're going to want to make loads of them. You can make them all different sizes depending on the stuff that you have to hand. So let's show you how to make this. Just tie that back up again. Okay, so what you will need is some stuff that's... I've got stuff stuck to me now. Some gusseted bags. Okay, so by a gusseted bag, what I mean is they're the ones that open up. Oh. With a box gusset at the bottom. Okay, oh, there's my prescriptions in there as well. They open up like that. Okay, so they've got that box gusset to them. So I think you call them sandwich bags in America. We don't get them as sandwich bags, so it's very hard to get this kind of, unless they give them to you in shops, it's very hard to get them. So we're going to make it out of this. So it's simple as pimples. Simple pimple. Okay, so what you need to do is, this is going to be the base of your opening. Okay, so that's going to be the base. And what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to cut the rest of this bag off. Okay, so what you don't want to do is you don't want to cut it right down to this line. You want to cut it a little bit away from the line, but not so far as to go the same length as this panel here. So what I'm going to do is, if you mark where this panel comes to, is there. So at the bottom of this B, we want to kind of cut it about halfway, maybe a little bit lower. Let's do at the bottom of that W. It's just a case of trial and error. Okay, so we're going to cut along that text because that's perfect. It kind of just gives me a bit of an idea of where I'm cutting. It doesn't have to be a straight line, and that's it. Okay. Honestly, I'm telling you, this is going to be one of the simplest things you've ever made, and you're just going to absolutely love it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decorate it with one of my digitals. So what I will do is I'll use the base of it to kind of give me an idea of what I want. I think I'm going to use that there, and then I'm going to just draw around it so that I've got an idea. It's as simple as pimples. Simple pimple. Anyway, job Dave. Stop talking about pimples. So, and now I'm just going to cut this down. I'm just going to cut it with guillotine because I've got a steadier straight line than my hand ever would have. So I'm going to cut this down. I'm going to have to cut it smaller than this anyway in a minute, but let's just kind of see the wood for the trees, let the dog see the rabbit, etc., etc. You might find that these bases of these bags aren't perfectly straight, perfectly square. They might have, so when you're cutting the lines, they might not look like they're straight. Don't worry about that. There's nothing you can do about that. You could, of course, make your own gusseted bag. If you don't have any gusseted bags. And if you don't know how to do that, I might make a tutorial on making that. So let's just move that paper out of the way so that we can see what we're doing. Okay, so all I've done is I've got this, and this is going to be our cover. Okay, so I want it just to be a little bit smaller than the front of there, so I'm going to just trim some bits off. So I've got kind of like a bordered frame around that. Then look at me cutting these micro pieces off. That's not like me, is it? There we go. And they look fairly straight as well. So I'll pop that on there. So you see what I mean? I've got a little bit of a frame around here now. Okay, so then what I want to do is find where where this flap ends now, and we're going to make a line there. Okay, so that's going to go on. That's going to be the line that we're going to cut off. So you can either cut it or you could tear it. I think I might just tear it. Okay, that's going to be one of our panels there. Okay, and then you're going to make a panel for here. Now, you could use this, okay, but now I've cut this down, it's too small. So what I'll do is I'll just use a different panel there. So I like the look of a different panel, because then you can tell that there is something to explore. You know what I mean? Okay, so again, I'm just going to give myself an idea of that. What I'm going to see. Right, okay, I'm going to use that bit there. Don't need to cut the whole panel out this time. And in fact, I might just cut this one this time. Just to prove that I can cut. Well, I'm not going to prove that I can cut a straight line though, don't get giddy. I'm not guaranteeing it'll be straight. Oh no, it's not too bad. Let's just cut that bit off. Move that bit out of the way. Okay, so this is going to go in. It's going to go in here. Actually, I want this bit of that. Cut that bit down a bit more. Okay, so how much do I need to cut down? You just need to kind of eyeball it and have a play. I need to cut, in order to keep that yellow bit, I need to cut off to about there. So literally making the panels is the fiddliest bit. So that's going to go in there. That's going to be one panel. That's going to be my other panel. Yep. And then what we need to do is we just need to have a little bit of a tab. Now, you can use this is when you can use all of your whale tail tabs that you might have hanging around that you probably haven't used for a long time. I don't have any whale tails to hand. I do have some left from when I'm just having a look now, because like I don't want to say I don't have, and when I actually do, but I don't believe I've got any left from when the lovely Joe sent me a whole load of them. So I'm just going to make my own. So I'm just going to use maybe something a bit more contrasty. Look what else I've got here. I'll use that bit of pink, I think. Yeah. So this is all my paraphernalia kit that I'm using here. So this is a lot of delicate pictures on it. Lots of delicate flowers. These bits. Okay, so I make myself a little tab. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold it over. I don't have a tab cutter, so I'm just going to cut something myself. So and then I'm going to flip that over. Not actually fold it, otherwise you end up with the fold line down the middle of it. Try not to cut your finger off, Dave. That a bit big? No, that's all right. Quite happy with that. Okay, there we go. So we've got a little bit of a whale tail style tab. It's not really a whale tail, but you're not really going to see it anyway. And then what you're going to do is you're going to glue that to the bottom bit, not to this top one, to the bottom bit, because what you want to do is be able to pull this bottom bit out. So let's put that on there. Let's see how big that looks. Does that look ridiculous? Oh, it doesn't at all. It looks absolutely bob on. So what we're going to do is we're going to ink the edges, because you know I like an inky edge. Just want to cover up all of the bits that where you can see, you might be able to see a bit of white paper. So just on that bit there. On that bit there and there. Okay, so we're going to put that on there and glue it down. So let's do that now. So I'm just going to put a bit of glue. He will put a bit of glue if it comes out. Oh, there you go. Bit of glue all over here. Good a wipe. Spread it out a bit. Right, okay, so you're going to pinch those bits together, but then you're not going to close it completely, otherwise you won't have anything to grab hold of either side of the paper. And you're just going to pull this tab up, pull this side up, and then you want this bit here up until you get to that crease. You're just going to put your tab on there where it comes to the crease. You're going to stop. If you've got a wonky edge like I have, you might have to wiggle it a bit. There you go. So that's your tab on. Then all you're going to need to do is put your panels on. Okay, so again we're going to decorate this. That torn edge there. And then you're going to glue on the back of here. So you can glue your panel down. Cool. Put that on there. And then you're going to put your other panel on. Again, get your thing, Dave. Losing your, well, not losing the plot. I don't know about losing anything else. Losing my marbles. No, lost those a long time ago. My marbles went missing many, many years ago. Along with all the screws that are loose. They all went as well. And then we're just going to put that on the inside of that. On the inside of that panel. Just line it up nicely. There we go. Okay, then the only thing left to do is to put yourself something on the inside. So basically it's just so you don't see the bottom of the bag, really. And you can put whatever you like in there. Let's say quite like that page. Maybe that. Maybe a few little herbies from there. Okay, again, just going to use the outline of this to give me an idea. Cut this down. Right. Okay, so that is going to be the bit that goes on the inside, so I'll do that now. So that's going to go on there, in there. So you might find that it be a little bit too big. Yeah, it's too big. So you're just going to have to take it out and just resize it. So I can't tell you what size you need it to be, because your bag will be a different size to mine. But what I suggest is you put it in, place it in, trim a bit off, place it back in again, trim a bit off again, until you're happy and it lies flat. Okay, which it does now. And you're just going to glue on the back of here. I'm not going to worry about inking the edges of this because you're not going to really see it. Oh, come on, Dave, you're trying to pick it up. It's not happening. It's not playing. pop it inside there, right down flat, and then fold up your bag again like that. Okay, so this doesn't really, you kind of think, oh, it doesn't really work. It doesn't really work until it's kind of stuck to something. So I might as well stick this one in this as well. So let's find, oh, that's the wrong way, Dave. Let's find somewhere in here that it would be appropriate for. Fairly firm piece of paper. There you go, that's perfect. So we're going to stick it on here. Might just ink around the edges of the bag as well. The bag was coffee dyed anyway, so it's quite grungy looking. I'm just going to stick this completely down now. Oh. Give it a good adhesion, because you just want to make sure that it's, because people are going to be interacting with it, so you just want to make sure that when they interact with it, it just doesn't peel off the page. So I'm just going to press that down. Let's get that to stick, and then what you're going to have is a little pocket that opens up like this. So it's a little bit stuck there. There you go. So you've got this little interactive pocket that just folds up using the base of your gusseted bag. Okay, so I tell you what we'll do is we'll make another one, shall we? Might as well. So I'm going to make a little one this time. So this is just a little makeup bag. In fact, it's actually called a little bag of makeup. So again, you can usually tell where the base comes through. They've usually got a bit of a line where you can see. Okay, so remember you don't, and then this is where it folds here. So you want to cut between that line. Remember, and you want it to be a little bit closer to this side of the half line. Like that. So you've got, remember, you've still got an overlap, so you've still got a fold here. You don't want to cut on this line, otherwise you've got no place to stick a tab. Okay, don't worry, there's other things we can be doing with those, so we'll come back to those again. Okay, so I'm going to make some tabs for this one. So sorry, some panels for this one. So then this is from, I think it's from my Aurora ephemera kit, I believe. Don't quote me. Let's use this up because it was just on my desk. I don't know if this is a test page actually. It might even be a test page. So it'll be one of my digitals somewhere. Go over and have a look at my Etsy store. There's loads of other ones over there. So let's use this. So what should we have? So maybe we'll try and have the full ensemble. Okay, so I want to have, let's have this flower. Let's have that flower on that side because that will fit nicely, I think. Yeah, so let's just mark this. So this is the other way to do it, is if you want to create like an image, pick this side, put a line where you need to cut it down to, and then try and make a straight line. So, ish. It's not perfectly straight, which is a good job, really. There you go. So there, and then we're going to cut roughly there. Is that about right? A little bit more off it. Yep, there. And then we're going to cut, then we're going to make a panel for inside there. So we want to have the bulk of that. There. There. We want it to stop about there. On there. Again, we want it to stop about there. Okay, so from there to there, and then cut these bits off. That. Does that fit? Yep, it's not perfectly straight, but there we go. Yep, that's going to fit in there. That's perfect. So again, I'm just going to ink my edges. Ink the edges of this. It's like the only way I'm ever going to get a tan is by the amount of inking that I do. I just have to ink the whole of my body because I never go anywhere. So, and then what we're going to do is we're going to make a little tab, and we'll make it out of that greeny bit, the tree line bit. Okay, so in fact, let's just fold it over now. So remember, when you're doing it, don't completely fold it because otherwise you'll end up with a line down the middle. So if I go that way, then you know that both sides look the same. Or similar, they're not going to look the same anyway. Oh, jab yourself with the scissors, Dave. Okay. Tab might be a bit big, Dave. Might be a little bit big, Dave. For the size of the pocket, anyway. Ooh. So I'm going to use that. How much depth do we need of it? Don't need that much, so we'll cut that. I think we're going to cut that line off there. Ink it. Just ink the white bits where you might see an overlap. And then remember, the tab is the bit that we put on first. Push those bits together. Don't put those bits together until they're round either side of that piece of paper. And press that down. That's your little tab. That's our inner decorative piece. In there. Line it up nicely. There we go. And then this is the outer decorative piece. When you're wheeling the glue and nothing's coming out. That's going to go on there. A little bit. Just keep the edges of that bag. And like I say, you can make these however big or small you want, depending on the size of bags that you have access to. Okay, so then there we go. That's the base of it done. We're just going to put something inside. It also just covers up the way that the bag is glued together as well. So when you do that, so we're going to put something. Let's put something different. Let's put this. Use this piece up as well. And put this in the base. Let's draw around the whole thing. Cut inside the line, and we should have almost the right size. Might need a little bit of playing around with, but it'll be nearer than. If you cut around the outside, it's going to be way too big. If you cut around the outside of the line, I mean. I can tell. I know it's not straight, but remember your bag might not be straight either. Yeah, it's a little bit too big, Dave. A little bit too long. that fit? It do indeed. Right, okay, so if you get this, I don't know if you can see here, where this one kind of creases up in this very bottom corner here. If you get that, you might just need to just chamfer off the corners of the mat that you're going to lay in there, and that'll just stop it getting in the way of the mechanism of the bag, which means it'll be nice and free flowing. That. Up, push it down, line it up and push it down. There we go. That's another one made. So there we go. Oh no, try and put the lid back on the right way round, Dave. Move these bits out of the way so we can see the wood for the trees. And we will let's get this out again and put it in here. I'll stop tightening it up, Dave, otherwise it's going to be here all day. So this has grown since I was going to put this on my Etsy and I haven't got round to it, so it's a good job I haven't got round to it because it's now got more things in it. So we've got more and more. More. How do you like it? How do you like it? Yeah. Yes, Dave. Maybe put it on the inside of there. Yes, let's put it on the inside. Or should we put it on the inside of that? Oh, look, that's attached to my moustache. No, we're going to put it on the inside of here. Remember, you want it nicely stuck down. So be fairly generous with the glue. Don't put too much down, otherwise it will just squeeze out anyway. So put that in there, because that's a nice little thing to find. So that's going to be our little opening there. Cool. Okay, so let's just show you where this one. So in here, if you look in here, there are some little things in here. So there's just some little cards in here that I put in there earlier. So there we go. That's it. So I hope you will make something with those, and don't forget, we can do stuff with this, and we will do very soon. All right, you all take care. Remember, my name is Dash of Dave. You can buy me a coffee. You can support me via my Etsy. You can just say hello. You can definitely give this a thumbs up. I think I'm deserving of a thumbs up at least. And I will see you all in the next video. Remember, I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. And I'll see you all very soon. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of love, lots of hugs. Take care, folks. Look after your mental health. And I'll be back here again very soon. Bye.